Namaste. Namaste. Let there be light now. Let there be love. You are the riders of the storm. We are the riders of the storm. We are the riders of apocalypse. But what does the apocalypse mean? Apocalypse does not mean the end. Apocalypse means the revelation of what was hidden, the darkness that was hidden. Surface, so it can be experienced, evaluated, reevaluated, rejected, and the new world can arise. I want to speak about a really important topic, because in this world many are saying there's so much darkness in this world, so much corruption, so much darkness is attacking the light, so much old ways. Where is the new world? What is happening? And they are saying, in our relationship, so much darkness, so much imbalances, so much fighting, so much control, so much dependency, so much tears and pain. The darkness, what is this? Why so much darkness in the world? Such dark events, injustices, political prisoners, assassination of good people. Why is this going on? I want to touch this subject from the source viewpoint. Why politicians are doing, I'll give no names, why politicians are acting in most darkest ways, and why they want to pass the darkest laws, and what is actually happening. I want to speak from the soul level, from the source level, that we all are. Because in this world everything is illusion. It is not what it seems. Like Rumi has said, darkness shows you the light. From the higher dimensional point of view, whatever there is happening and has ever happened in the history and today in our lives, or in history and in the world, whatever is dark, whatever is separation, whatever is pain, whatever is suffering, whatever is violence, whatever is all violations in our personal life, in global life, the wars and everything, all the injustices. From the source point of view, everything is all good and for the absolute good. Because that darkness serves so people awaken and they say, we don't want any more separation. We don't want violence. We don't want wars. We don't want this darkness. So people can learn about separation, about all this, how darkness separated from the light hurts us personally and as entire humanity. So people can reject the free will consciousness of humanity, can reevaluate this darkness and reject. It is most mysterious ways, but when in the world trauma is experienced and darkness, wars, injustices, poverty and all these things, people rise, people search for the light. Without it, without this crazy happening, maybe it would not happen. Just take a look. Okay, I want to touch something else before. In past, it was also, we were learning about the darkness, so we could reject through all the wars, through all injustices, through all personal shit in our lives, pain, suffering, through all the wars, through all the traumas, through all injustices in the world, we were learning about it. But in the past, it was different. Light was not shining on planet Earth like it's shining now. In past, when they started a war, they silenced people and people became afraid and people did not stand up, but they were controlled and subdued. In past, they were orchestrating wars so they could control and subdue people, so they are slaves because they get afraid that the war will happen again. So they become silent and they follow the program of the dark government. In the past, they were assassinating like good people, like Bob Marley, like inventors who were actually inventing things that will give free energy to people, that will give people better life, that will bring healing to people, that will end suffering. They were assassinating these people in past, our brothers and sisters who were fighting for the light, who wanted to spread love and light in past, like Bob Marley, like all inventors who invented free energy. Even Nikola Tesla was a martyr. It didn't kill him. And so many, I will not go into names, but you know, through history, so many have been sacrificed and killed because they invented something that could make life of people on earth better, and they were singing songs, bringing messages, teaching something that will actually make people happy and give them peace and end suffering. Musicians, teachers, inventors, scientists, many ended bad. Many ended bad. And in past, when this happens, others were afraid. They didn't protest. They rather stopped their activities because they didn't want to end up like them. So in past, their wars and their dark attempts, assassination, crucifixions worked because this was their warning sign. If you will spread light, if you will spread love and healing, and if you will try to make the lives of people on earth better, you will end up same as these people that we crucified and sacrificed. This was in past. In past, also in your relationships, when partner, like I remember the stories of my grandfather and grandmother, when husband banged on the table and said, I'm the man here, you will do what I say, I bring you money, and all the violence and control and games overpowering, it worked. Wife, the weaker one, usually humbled herself and she followed that evil program that she was a slave. His separation, his control, his aggression, his violence, the darkness worked, so women became a slave. It could be also opposite, whoever is stronger. So what I want to say, in past, when somebody tried to manipulate in a relationship, play power games, dependency, control, trying to change you, trying to fold you like clay, in past, before this grand awakening, when light is shining on earth, this worked. This worked very good. But now something has changed. Now something has changed. Whether it's in our personal life or in a global political scene, kingdom is within, something has changed. It's different now. It's different. It's different. Just look the last years after 2012 when light started to rise on earth. In past, they did this terror attacks, started wars. They assassinated good people who wanted to bring light in this world, and it worked. Other people were afraid, and they became peaceful and calm, and they followed their program. In past worked. But after 2012, and even before little, what is happening? Just look at the ISIS crisis, which is, I will not go in politics, but so much terror and violence was done. And actually, if I can say, one bird is feeding the ISIS, and the same bird, the other wing, is those who are fighting it. It's all just a game. And in past this would work, but now as a result from the source higher dimensional point of view, as a result of all this darkness and terror, millions and millions and millions of people awakened, and they searching for the light, and they say, we want to end this. This is not what we want. We want to end this separation on earth. People, instead of being subdued, they awaken to the light. They search for unity. They search for love. They search for true love of God. These events, and not only ISIS, but everything, the terror all around the world and wars, their plan do not work anymore, because the light is shining on the planet Earth, the light of love. And before, it was dark. Now people can see their acts. They can see the intention. They can see who is behind it. They can see what will the consequences be. They don't want to be slaves anymore, because light is shining on their soul. Light is shining on this planet. They see. In past, they were subdued by these wars, by this terror. Now people unite, they protest, they awaken, they search for unity, they search for light. And actually the plans of the dark ones are not working, because they actually want to stop the awakening, stop the light for spreading, but with their dark acts that they commit on global scale, they get a contra effect. They get the opposite effect of the desired one. You know, they get the opposite effect of they want to stop people from awakening, stop light from rising, but because light is shining on the darkness, like the demons are getting judged on the surface by the light, and people can see them, and instead of their plans working of stopping the light, they actually effect is opposite. People reject it. That is happening. Light is shining on the darkness. Many darkness is happening in the world. The president may be crazy in some country and do crazy things. And terrorist attacks are happening on other side. War is happening there. Crazy things are happening. But they want to stop the light for spreading, stop people from awakening. But as a result of this, people are awakening, light is spreading, they want to change. They say, we do not want this anymore, we are uniting, no more. Because in the past, light was not shining on these acts and they could control and subdue masses. Now the effect is opposite. Just look. If the president of certain country did crazy things like no president before, we cannot, from the higher dimensional point of view, we cannot deny the fact that this being actually triggered the awakening of millions by his craziness. Because the light is shining on this and people say, no, we don't want this separation. We don't want these old ways. We don't want this police state and all these things. We are brothers. We want our laws of our forefathers to be respected. We want unity. We don't want no more terror and slavery. And that person just serves to show that darkness happening in experience in the world. People are experiencing, light is shining on it, and they awaken. So the plans of the dark ones are not working. It's going against as they planned. Totally opposite. Same as in relationship. In past, man or woman could control, could make their partner guilty, could overpower them, could control them by their sex, could emotionally abuse them, and in this way subdue their partner. Now, no. Now is the opposite. Now a woman or a man who is being abused in this way, emotionally, karmically, in love, instead of subduing to the partner, light is shining on it. And that's why in your relationship, if something is happening, you can see this. Light is shining on it and you are saying, no, I don't want that kind of behavior. I never act towards you like you are acting towards me now. I reject this. I don't want this. you will stop this. And people are awakening, hey, this is not love. This is control and separation. And in past it would work. Now, fighting, drama, and relationship break. Light is shining and the hearts know we want unconditional fifth dimensional love when somebody loves me for who I am and supports me and doesn't control me, takes me down and want to change me and acts like I'm his or her property. No, I don't want this. Light is shining. I'm a free being. I'm a bird. This is the truth. So light is shining on all levels in our personal life, on the world, and also within our own kingdom. I can see all the dark spots that are still there, the spots of separation, what I need to heal within myself. I can see it so clearly, and I'm just wanting to get rid of everything because light is shining on all the remain separation within me, and everybody can feel it, and this is complete blessing. And I want to give 2 examples of events that happened. This is for our kingdom. I spoke other videos, what we have to do to purify. But we can clearly see this is suffering, this is attachment, this is pain, this is separation, this is ignorance, this is darkness, this is bad temper, this is anger. I don't want this within me. And we just want to release it because the light is shining within, in our relationship and in the global relationship of us all, this global political scene. But I want to give the 2 events that happened in just recently and how it affected differently. I want to touch first what I feel what will happen with founder of WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, who actually is responsible that information is coming to the light. I say, those who perform crimes punished the man who reported crimes. And in past they could do this. In past they could do this. They shut him down, they imprison him, and then other journalists are stopped from, because they see what happened to him, so they stopped themselves. In past, they didn't want to spread the news because they were afraid this will happen to me also, I will get imprisoned. But now the situation is already different. People are seeing, the light is shining, and people in courts, people in governments, especially journalists, everybody is seeing light is shining. Journalists are saying, even in CNN and Fox News, hey, if you convict this man and imprison this man and punish his name as guilty, we can be next for publishing information that government don't like. Even in this cabal-run, media houses, the journalists are standing up. No, you cannot imprison the journalists. This is political imprisonment. This is not democracy. They're standing up everywhere, trying to protect the journalist. And in the courts, many in the courts and in governments are standing up, and they are saying same. If you imprison and convict this man, all the free press is in danger, and we are heading to police world if you do this to this man. People are seeing the light is shining. Oh, whoa. First of all, he was just reporting crimes that the government want to cover up. Killing of people and all the crazy stuff. I don't want to talk about what army and government is doing. And now he's being punished for publishing this, for showing us the evil of government, and the same governments want to punish him. People are awakening, light is shining. They say, no, enough. And inside the governments, journalists inside the corrupt media houses, and everybody, so many political scene are standing up in protection of this man and say, if Julian Assange goes down, free press goes down. So this is the clear example how in past, when they would do something to somebody like this, the journalists and everybody would shut up because they will be afraid this will happen to me. Now Even more information after his imprisonment is coming out. People are standing up. Just like in the world, when government try to do injustice and spread darkness and do this all acts against freedom of their citizens, citizens are not cooperating because light is shining on that evil, and they say we don't want to live in a police state. They are standing up, they are having protests, they are uniting. So their plans do not work, everything is opposites. And for the last example, and this is everywhere, you can see this in last years, the opposite effect is achieved of what they want to achieve. They want to shut the light down, shut the spreading of love and light down and information, but they achieve that light is spreading more. And the last point what I want to touch here on is assassination of Nipsey Hussle that happened just most recently. Many think this is gang related killing, but it's not. He was actually very conscious, awakened person who was spreading the word around the community that we can get healed through what we eat, through food, through exercise, through good nourishment. And he was actually promoting Dr. Seiji. This doctor was actually one of the martyrs of the government because he was teaching people how to heal themselves with food, with what they intake and ingest, and how they live, and heal what government and medical sector is telling them that they cannot heal. And Dr. Sevi, he ended up bad, and Nipsey Hussle actually was just recording a documentary about Dr. Sevi and his philosophy and how he healed. Dr. Sevi healed patients with AIDS, with cancer, and everything. He healed just by food. And Nipsey Hussle was trying, because Nipsey Hussle is very famous, and was trying to get this documentary out to the millions of people so they could see that food can heal us. And he was assassinated, 5 shots, 4 shots in the body, 1 in the head. This is military style. I'm sorry, it's not gang related. But they wanted to shut them down, they wanted to shut the information down and stop. And now, as a result of Nipsey Hussle's sacrifice, brother, may you rest in paradise always. Thank you for your service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come back as a pure baby, we need you. And now, as a result of that, so many people all over the world are looking into Nipsey Hussle and Dr. Sevi, and now as a result of that, millions and millions of people are getting introduced to Dr. Sevi and healing through food, through nourishment. Again, opposite reaction. They want to shut the information down, but now everybody's focused on that. Oh, they killed him because he wanted to heal others and wanted to show them that we all can heal. And then they get in contact with Dr. Sevi, and then they get all the philosophy. Their fire backfired. They want to achieve to shut the light down, but it backfired on them. And the result of Nipsey Hussle's death, the assassination, was first time in history. The gangs, Bloods and Crips, they had a peace march, and they were marching and singing mantra that they are all one. They were holding hands, Blood and Crips, the enemies, and they were uniting. So just look, death of a young man who did good in the world, his sacrifice is not in vain. Gangs who are dead enemies are uniting because of his death. No more separation, because light is shining on it. We don't want gang deaths. We don't want death anymore. We don't want killing anymore. We are brothers. Let us love each other. The effect of his assassination is opposite. And the people are looking into Dr. Sevi and healing through food. So it is. And this is what I wanted to speak in this video. It is not as it looks like. In this world it looks like terrible and darkness, but this darkness has to come out, has to surface, because it's revelation, apocalypse of what is within. It has to come on the surface, like in our body, in our ascension, so we can experience it, so we can say, no, reevaluate it, no, we don't want this as human consciousness, we can reject it. No, we want love, we want unity. It's like this. It has to come on the surface, so it comes experienced, evaluated, and rejected. And it looks like the world is falling, but actually just the darkness is arising on the surface, light is shining on, and the reaction of the darkness is not to make the world dark, but light is shining on, and darkness is turning into light, because people are seeing the darkness clearly, and they're saying, we do not want this. Just like in our physical ascension, also in relationship, in experience with others, all this darkness, hate, blaming, separation, dependency, loneliness, sadness, control, whatever it is, comes out, even if they're negative emotions. So we can evaluate it and we say, no, we don't want this. I don't want to feel like this, so I have to stop in this karmic 3D ways. It's same. Just darkness come within. Do you want this? Say no, you release, you meditate, you embody. The new earth is same. The old darkness from the old time has to rise out of the darkness of time, but the light is shining on, and as darkness is now rising and is look like the dark dragon is screaming like anything because he's dying, and instead of darkness winning and achieving what they used to achieve in past, always turning the light off, light is shining more and more, and more people are awakening to the light that they are in their heart, and they say, no, we don't want this. So this is the source perspective. Everything is absolute good, and whatever happens now, the reaction for it in your personal life, in a global scale, in kingdom within you, is opposite as the dark forces desire, because the light is shining on, and when they commit dark acts, they only expose the darkness, and people are awakening, light is shining on. Darkness is getting judged on the surface by the consciousness of people, rejected. And in the same way as we reject this darkness that is suffering now, that politicians and the world and everybody is projecting on the world and surfacing, as we heal it, reject it, the new earth is to rise. Kingdom is within you, kingdom same is with us. Kingdom is within you, kingdom is in the world. As we surface our darkness, release it in separation, we embody our true love and light, union of opposites that we are. Kingdom is within, we live in heaven, and in the same way we reject the darkness in the world. And when majority of consciousness and humanity will be able to reject all this darkness, the new earth will be rising in the world. So it's not the end of the world apocalypse, it's the beginning. But what I tell you, the darkness that is hidden within has to surface, and it's a free will planet. Humanity has to experience it, reevaluate it, and by free will choice, by consciousness say we don't want this, then it can be healed and rejected, and the new earth can rise. Peace and unity, love and harmony, rule of the heart, not of the mind. Namaste. I love you. Thank you. I hope this video was informative. I hope it shed some light about what is happening in this world. This is the beginning. It's not the end. And if you love the word that I am, if you love my teaching, my insight, if you feel it and you want to support my mission, Art of the Word that I am, Art of a Lion, you are free. Every single coin is so welcome from the heart. I love you so much. I appreciate so much. You keep the word that I am going, and blessings from my heart may be yours, because without you I could not do anything. But only donation out of free will is accepted. But I appreciate it so much, and it means so much to me. You get the gifts of my heart. In giving we receive, but as a gift for everybody who gives me a gift, I do healing session, white light source healing on that beautiful heart, because I love you and I'm grateful. Beyond time and space, I do healing. I hope this video has shed some light on the situation in the world, in our world. We are not of this world. We are not of this world. We are only in this world to release the old world, reevaluate it, so we can bring the heavenly kingdom into the world. Kingdom of God is within you. Bell is ringing. I have to stop making videos here. I love you. Namaste. And thank you. If anybody wants to support, the link to my donation box is in the comments. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Namaste.